let me just check. Because what I have here is this is Dika. I have Dika here. How comes? Kimaro ni kama huyo hakunipatia nini, nilimuitisha zote na si I didn't counter check sababu sioni. How comes? Don't worry, nikipitia hapo nitamaki na nikuachie na za hawa wengine. I'll make sure because I arrive early there. able to do provide counseling services. The excerpt, you have it. So briefly, I will not take too long in teaching something on communication skill part 2. I will not take too long because it's not a very hard topic. We had communication part 1. I go to 2. I'm intending to take only 1 hour in it. So the second hour of the first session, we go to our recordings and our observation, so that today we are able to do almost everybody. That is my prayer today, that at least even if some people remain, there will be very few. So someone to lead us in a word of prayer so that we can move on. Millicent Jospat, can you do that?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Let us pray. Father, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, we want to thank you this evening. Thank you for giving us yet another opportunity to learn. We thank you, dear Lord, that you have taken care of us. You have been together with us. We thank you because knowledge, understanding, and wisdom is available unto us tonight to be able to comprehend whatever we shall be taught tonight. Thank you, dear Lord, for all my colleagues tonight, Lord. I thank you, dear Lord, that Jehovah, by the end of the class today, we shall have understood what our teacher will teach us, oh God. And we thank you because of teacher Elizabeth, even as she is guiding us and teaching us, Lord. We pray for her. We pray for everything that is concerning her. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that it is well with her. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Millicent. May you always be blessed. May you always be blessed, because when we give God the first priority, he is very happy. Thank you. I can say I have had a very busy time. I don't know. My schedules are becoming almost crazy. Even today, I marked this work, and because I was at KIBCo with some other work there, and I told myself after finishing what I was doing, I purposed to mark this work. When I came home and I wanted to do more, I became so overwhelmed, and I said, it's only a fool who does not reason. So I reasoned and said, God does not like fools. I rest so that I have the energy for this class. So I'm grateful to God, even for giving me this opportunity, even the energy to do a lot of work. A lot of work. Sometimes we are so overwhelmed, but I thank God we are together in this. And I know you also have very tight schedules you are also attending to. We are employed. Even if you are not in formal employment, you have your duties to attend. So everybody is actually very busy. So we thank God for everything. So maybe anybody who wants to share can share. It's not a must, so that we may not take a lot of time. So please, if you have something to share, do share before we continue. Over to anybody who is volunteering to share. Welcome. Anyone? Yes.
I think a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to do some counseling like online, and I kind of realized reflection. When it comes to reflection, when you're listening to a client,
Yes.
I think I need more help on that. Yeah.
You mean the reflection of feelings?
When you're listening to a client and you're trying to comprehend what they're saying,
yes,
you're reflecting on whatever they're feeling, whatever they're saying. Now answering them in a form of reflective way, that you've reflected whatever they're saying. Yeah.
Reflection is personal, right?
Yes, it is personal, and I think what you do, I just want to, yes, Kemaru, it is true, it is personal, And it also depends on the case the client is presenting. Let me just give you an example. Maybe you can pick from this. A client comes to you and they are feeling like people do not like them. They are feeling like they have been abandoned and they are not able to come into touch with themselves, and they are so frustrated about what is happening. So they give such a scenario whereby people do not like them. If I do the reflection of feeling, an example, I just tell my client, if I picked you correctly, it's like you are saying people are frustrating or disappointing you or are not liking you. Maybe you can tell me more. So when I do reflection, I restate the words in different, I restate the statements words in different words, in short, but the meaning remains the same. If I picked correctly, it's like I heard you say that you are feeling frustrated and you are almost giving up. Maybe you can tell me more. When they tell you more about that, then another reflection would be helping them to pick the feelings. When you say that when you are growing up, things were very difficult, what does that one make you feel and how has it affected you? So if they say bitterness, maybe you also tell them, maybe you can briefly explain where the bitterness started and for how long it has affected you and what you have been doing and so forth. That's what I can say. I don't know whether there is anybody else with a different suggestion. For now, that is what I can be able to say. Maybe we can hear from other people when we talk of reflection. Let's help Millicent before we start. But Millicent, is it making some sense?
Yes, I've actually, when you mentioned where I was missing out, restating back what the client has said without losing the meaning.
Yes, yes.
That's what I was missing out.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Yes, you restate those words, not exactly like they have said, but you use your own words, but make sure the content and the meaning is not lost. If it seems, if I picked correctly, if I heard you clearly, that's another statement you can restate. If I heard you clearly, if I picked correctly, because you can pick wrongly. If I heard you clearly, that's another statement you can use. Those two statements are very therapeutic. Maybe if you don't mind, you can tell me more about what I heard you say. If I picked well, that your father was very, very harsh and this affected your self-esteem. Just restate without losing the meaning of the content you are sharing with the client. Thank you, Millicent. Anybody else with something else? Those are the gaps we need to fill. These are some of the gaps we need to fill because they are very, very critical. Anybody else who feels that they have a gap? Okay, thank you. Maybe later on as we move on, you can say something. I want us to straight away go to the other section of communication. We are doing communication skills in counseling. And because this is not a very, very difficult topic, that's why I'm saying I'll not take a lot of time. I'll highlight on a few things so that you don't miss out the pertinent point in this particular area. So when we talk of, I like always consulting my timetable so that I do not do my own things. Consulting. I also see the lawyers consulting. So we are doing utilizing body language and gestures in counseling, how we can utilize them. So that is our first bit. And when we are talking of utilizing body language and gestures in counseling, we are just talking on how you are using your body. And I give examples. The eyes, the facial expression, very, very key. The gestures you use, like nodding and what have you. All those ones are very, very key because they build a safe and trusting therapeutic relationship. The way you look at your client, the way you even relax, the way you sit, the way you emphasize, all those are the way you utilize your body language. The hands. Where are your hands when you are talking to your clients? Are you drawing them? Are you stable? Are you putting them on your thighs? Where are they? Very, very key. So we say it is crucial for a safe and trusting therapeutic environment or relationship. And in counseling, it accounts 60%. So the way you use your body language, you should know it accounts 60% of communication. That is non-verbal. Let me call it a good name. Non-verbal communication account 60%. So the verbal accounts only 40%. Very, very critical. So, and here you have to use the open posture. I showed you last time how you do the open posture, whereby you don't need just one second. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, somebody. I wanted to confirm something from somebody, please. You know, when you're at home, many people need your services. Okay. So I was talking about the nonverbal cues accounts to 60%. So when you talk to these people, 60%, 40% is talking, 60 is the body language. So we have to be very, very careful because it accounts to our therapeutic relationship. And I showed you how you do the open posture. That is the SORA and what have you. So when we are utilizing the body language, we have key techniques for counselors. We call it the SORA method. And this SORA method is the sit squarely. You face the client directly. In fact, today I had a client from prison. These are clients we do free services. I have been working with that client. And at one point there was a call that I received and we were finishing. And when I went to pick the call because I had alerted her, I could see she is distracted. So the moment you lose the attention, the clients also become disoriented. Only that the call was important and the session was almost ending. We were even almost parting ways. Otherwise, in the middle, I cannot take a call because I know I'll distract the client. So you face them directly, let them see you are listening, open posture, avoid crossing your legs and arms. Like now, when she came, because the therapy rooms were full and we have other rooms there, she had gone to pick another chair that was not similar with mine. I told her, bring a chair that is similar with mine so that we look the same. Never do therapy when the chairs are not similar. Let them be similar. If it is a good seat, ikiwa hata ni sofa set, kalieni sofa sets. Nyinyi wawili. Then you lean forward. Don't lean back so much. Don't even go in front so much. Sit well. Lean forward a bit. Eye contact, and then you relax. Be calm. We normally call it a relaxed demeanor. A relaxed demeanor, and it encourages the clients to feel safe and so forth. They feel so relaxed and they feel good about what is happening. So who can tell me why these effective gestures are important? Why are effective gestures important? Why are effective gestures important? Effective gestures and nonverbal cues, why are they very important? One, they encourage the clients to talk more. They even capture the client's attention. When you have effective gestures and nonverbal cues, the clients become very attentive. They can concentrate. They can even have what we call open communication. They can be free with you. Remember, when we employ the co-caudations, that one we said, it is important that these clients, they look at you and they see the co-caudations very well, and therefore they'll be able to communicate and say what they feel. So when we are doing that, when we have this open method or the SORA method, there are a few things that you can help the client to do, or you can do as a counselor. When you have the SORA, you are able to read the client cues. That is nonverbal cues. So when you use the SORA method, you read the client's cues. Cues are the posture, the gait, the movements, and so forth. You can even read their emotional states because you are well set and you are focused. You can also monitor the personal space. You can monitor the personal space. Are you emotionally connected with this client? Because of the distance, you can be too near or too far, and so forth. So those ones are very, very critical. When you use SORA, there is a reading of the cues effectively. You monitor the personal space and emotional space, and you are able even to pick what the client is not bringing up in words. You can pick them. You can pick very well, even hearing what they are saying, because the Sora is nice. You are not very near, you are not very far. They feel free, they can share, and therefore you can be able to pick all that as a counselor. And that's how effective it can be. And even that Sora can also bring what we call self-awareness. It can minimize the nervousness. The clients, they feel very comfortable, and therefore the nervousness can cease. Nervousness can cease, and they can listen to you very well. Any question for up to there about the Sora and what have you? How you utilize the body language and how you apply the body posture and so forth. Do you have any question there, Kimaru, on that?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Hello, teacher.
Yes, yes.
Hi.
Yes, I can hear you, Judy.
Uh, I think on my end, I don't know if it's on my end or it's your end. I can unmute you. But the second point, where you said monitoring the personal space. After there, I didn't hear anything.
Did the others hear what I said? Or you also got lost?
Okay, I personally had. So I guess it's her side.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Now,
Yes.
Judy, yeah, we talked of the monitoring personal space, eh? And we said that space includes the emotional space, eh?
Okay.
Up to there. Rosette, after monitoring the personal space, what did we say?
We said you are also able to pick what the client is not bringing out.
Very good. Yes, you are able to. Yeah. Thank you. You are able to pick what they are not bringing out, even if they hide it, they fidget. In fact, you know, clients sometimes they can have what we call nervous mannerisms. Nervous mannerisms. That is communication. They are communicating something. Like you can see a client who is very nervous, and they can do something we call fidgeting. And they can even shift, like they are shifting. They are seated, like, but it's not like they are moving from one place to another, psychologically and emotionally. That one, the counselor should be self-aware of such things. When you do sort of those things will not be a problem because you'll be able to pick them. Then I can add another one, mirroring. Mirroring can also help build a strong connection with the client, but it should be done naturally. I want to be reminded, when we talked of mirroring, what did we mean? Because these concepts are very, very critical in counseling. When we talked of mirroring, what exactly do we mean by mirroring? What exactly do we mean by this? I hear many counselors talking about mirroring, but when you tell them to explain, sometimes it becomes a problem. Mirroring is a technique the counselor, where the counselor reflects the client's words, emotions, tone, body language, or communication style to show understanding. I'll give an example. So mirroring is a counseling technique. So it's a technique. Ukiulizwa techniques in counseling, mirroring is one, whereby you reflect the client's words, emotions, tone, body language. You can do exactly like the clients are doing. I can see you nodding your head and then you nod it because that is body language, emotional tone. You can even speak the way the client is speaking. I've just heard you say, oh my, You say it exactly like that so that they understand. That is what we call mirroring. And mirroring is not on one aspect. I have said it's the words. You can mirror the words. You can mirror the emotions. You can mirror the tone. And you can mirror the body language. You can also mirror the communication style. It's very critical. So mirroring cuts across everything. And before I add here, I want to hear from you. Which are these communication styles? Which are before I give you the example of mirroring, which are examples of communication styles? Counselors. And this is a very critical area, by the way. Communication styles in counseling. You can have, let me give an example. It's good to give because I'm here. There is what we call assertive communication, whereby the person expresses the thoughts, feelings, and needs clearly and respectively. So you have assertive communication. For example, a counselor might say, I understand your concern, but I would like to discuss it calmly. Yes, I understand, or I can imagine your concern. I understand your concern, but I would like to discuss it more calmly. That one is called assertive communication, where the counselor is very assertive and you say exactly what you feel. I get, for me, I normally use this. I get what you are talking about, but maybe you can discuss more about what you have just said. I clearly get your concern, but what is this that can be done to be able to work out on the issues that have been disturbing you? I get. So when I just affirm, I get, I understand. That one is called assertive communication. You assertively communicate. You have your ground. Then there is passive communication, whereby the person or the client has difficulty expressing their needs or opinions. And they may be expect other people to make decisions for them. The client can actually say, it's okay, you can decide. It's okay, you can tell me what I can do. That is called passive communication, because communication can be two-way, the counselor and the client. So sometimes we have the passive communication, whereby the client can say, it's okay, you can decide. I don't really mind. Yes. This comes in when clients are so frustrated or they are so angered. It's okay, you can tell me what I can do for this. I'm really blank. That is called passive because they are not taking the center stage. The clients are not taking the center stage. That's why we are calling it the passive communication. Then there is, and these types of communication, you are going to meet them in therapy. I've talked about assertive, where the client can be assertive and also the counselor. Passive is when the counselor or the client can tell the counselor, just do that. The third one, which we normally get, aggressive communication. Aggressive. Clients sometimes can be very, very repulsive. And they can be hostile. And they can disrespect. They even, sometimes they can say, I have not said that. You didn't get what I was telling you. No, give me the answer to this problem. That is an aggressive communicator. So you are going to get all these communicators in therapy. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. That is not a person who is simple. I had time one client who is a lawyer, a young girl, And at some point, she was telling me, "You have not told me what I really need." I was like, "God of Abraham, yes, what is this that you really want to get from me?" And then she became very assertive. Now, she was aggressive. Then she became, yeah, from aggressiveness, she became assertive. "You have not told me what I really need, because what I'm saying is, my father has never taken care of me, and he comes to visit but he doesn't like me. What am I supposed to do? You have not yet told me what I'm supposed to do." That was not easy. And I had to throw the ball back to her and ask her, "What were your expectations? And what is this that makes you feel that your father does not love you because he frequently does not come? Maybe you can tell me more about your past so that I can pick from there." I had also to be very assertive so that I get the story. It was not easy. So she moved from being an aggressive communicator to assertive communicator. Even some client, you can hear them, I have not said that. That is an aggressive, I didn't say that. Eh, eh. Or even the counselor can tell the client, "You did not listen to me. Do what I told you." Now that is aggressive communication on the other side. So it can create fear. "I told you this is what you are supposed to do. And yet, this thing I've repeated many times, surely. You were not listening. I could see you are not listening." That is a counselor saying that. That is aggressively communicating, which is not good. Passive aggressive communication, it's where now maybe a client can express negative feelings indirectly instead of directly. For example, a client can agree to do something during counseling, but deliberately later on refuses to follow through without explaining why. So sometimes you can have passive aggressive communication. The negative feelings are not direct, but you can see them. And these clients are promising that they will be obedient. They will follow what you told them. But then when they come for the second session or the third, they have not done that and they are not explaining. Even some say, "I didn't do because I didn't have time." Others even refuse, "I didn't do." And that is that. That one can be very, very discouraging. Hmm? Hmm. Now we are talking of aggressive, passive aggressive, manipulative communication. And sometimes this one, when our clients are guilty or they are threatened, sometimes they can be very manipulative. They don't want to share their inner issues. "If you really cared about me, you'd do what I want." That is manipulation. They are so overwhelmed by issues, they don't feel like they are moving, and then they tell you directly, "If you really cared about me, you'd do what I want. If you know what I'm going through, you would not be talking the way you are talking. That is manipulative communication, very manipulative. You have to be very, very careful. When you, and it is not directly sometimes. When clients bring in issues that are very sensitive and they are hurting, be sure that you are not compromised. That is the word I can use. Be sure that you are not compromised. Because we have manipulative clients who will tell you, I wish you know what I have gone through. Then instead of taking your position, you become overwhelmed. So we have manipulation, and we have emphatic communication, whereby the counselor now communicates understandings. It sounds like things have been very hard. It sounds like it's really painful. I can imagine how devastating it has been for you. Yes, that is emphatic communication. So all those people, you are going to come across them. And when you come across them, you have to take care. It can work on your side or on the client side. Then there is also another type of communication called active listening, whereby the counselor gives full attention. I don't know what to do anymore. That is the client saying, counselor, you seem overwhelmed and unsure about what step to take. I don't know what to do anymore. So when you are actively listening, you really state that you seem overwhelmed and unsure about what step to take. When somebody says, I don't know what to do, you can even tell them it seems you are on the crossroad and you are not able to make a decision or you are stuck. Is that what you mean? Then you can share. That is called active listening in communication. So briefly, what I can say, we have these types of communication styles: assertive communication, followed by aggressive communication, followed by passive aggressive, that is indirectly. And this one is the worst. Somebody is very, very annoyed, but they are not revealing their inner feelings directly. That's why counselors say, I'm so confused. I don't know how to deal with this client. Because this client, at some point, they seem like they are doing the right thing. At the same time, it's not manipulative. Is the fifth one, emphatic communication. And lastly, we have active listening. So all those are called communication styles. I have done all that because I really want on mirroring. Then I go back to my mirroring there, up there. When we talk of mirroring, we said it's whereby you reflect the client's words, emotions, tone, body language, or communication. And I had said I'll give an example. The client says, I feel like nobody cares about me. The counselor will say, listen here, you feel as though nobody really cares about me. This is called reflection of the client's feelings and meaning. And for example, if the client speaks slowly and quietly, the counselor should be very careful. If you find that your client is very quiet, be calm, use a gentle tone rather than speaking loudly or quickly. Let me say something. Please, we used to be told you use the client's wavelength. You be at the client's wavelength. That is Carl Rogers. Wavelength means be at par with your client. If your clients are down, be down. If they are gentle, be gentle. If they scream, sometimes restate that screaming so that they understand. Very critical. For example, if a client is sitting with folded arms and appears uncomfortable, the counselor may maintain a relaxed posture to create safety. Yes. you relax, so that at least you show them that you are together. So mirroring is very, very key. And another thing, do mirroring in a natural way. Be very, very natural when you are doing mirroring so that you don't become incongruent. Joan, you want to say something? I'm
Just
through there now.
to add on the manipulative communication, I had an example of that one. On Saturday, I went to a rehab to see a long-term friend who's been struggling with alcoholism. And the counselors there shared that the clients can be very manipulative because this is something they have been in for so many years. And I was psychoeducated because I realized at some point I might have been an enabler where you try to help this person to a point, you help them too much because their communication is very sweet, and then they keep promising, I'm not going to drink again. But then I also learned that addiction is a disease. It's sometimes they're really out of control. So it was very eye-opening. You've mentioned manipulative, I've remembered that they were telling us we need to be careful, not to take their words as they are saying them. We need to just be a bit wise when handling them. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Joan. I think if there are people who are manipulative, they are the addicts. They are very manipulative and they can sweet talk you, and they speak water and drink wine. They are very good at that. They say things that they will never fulfill. Okay. Now, where are we before I get confused? Okay. So that is that. We were on mirroring, and it has brought all this. In fact, in my notes, they have said mirroring can help build a strong connection with the client, but it should be done naturally to avoid seeming manipulative. Even as a counselor, you can seem manipulative. So that's good. Thank you, John, for what you have given us there. We are picking a lot. So that is that about the body language. We can shift and go to something we are calling applying workplace dressing code. Applying a workplace dress code in counseling. It appears dressing is very key in communication, because the way you are dressed, attractiveness, it accounts to a very great percentage. So as counselors, where we are working, whether in a rehab or any other place, we have to make sure that our code or our way of dressing is very, very is conforming with what we are doing. So when we talk of a workplace dressing code, it is where you balance the professional credibility with approachability to ensure clients feel comfortable and safe. One time I told you makeups are good, but when you put a lot of them, clients may feel disoriented. In fact, we have no universal strict dress code for counselors or psychologists, but the general standard is business casual. And note, depending on the type of clients you are visiting, if you are visiting old people, you also have to be very, very careful so that you don't put them off. When you go to the teenagers, don't be so analog. Dress well. Do something that is close to them. A little makeup when you have the teenagers, the dressing that it's fitting for them. Even if you are aged, look younger, you can sometimes even put that cape there. Even the trouser. If you are a man, you can put a trouser like you are in the field. Those casual ones, and they are nice, they are flexible. So that these young people see a person who is relevant. Who is relevant. So prioritize the comfort and functionality. Choose clothing that allow you to sit comfortably. Don't put on tight dresses there. Avoid restrictive clothing or excessively high-heeled. Unaenda kuona client hata unatembea ukianguka. That is very, very critical. Avoid those. Unavaa ni kama uko kwa ofisi. Hata ukiketi umehangi juu. Umeweka mikanye juu sana. That one, you are not even comfortable. And we said, you know, there is a way you dress, even you are not comfortable, even as a person, not other people, even you. Hata earrings unaweka zingine, hata they are heavier than you. It's good to love yourself. The other earrings that are so heavy. You even feel disoriented yourself. Even you are not concentrating on the client, you are concentrating on your feelings. Relax. Kama mimi wakati niliingia hapa nyumbani, what I was wearing nilitoa haraka sana. Mimi sitakagi stress, na niko kwa nyumba niwe stress, nivae nguo ninakaa freestyle. So that I also think, you know, for me, if I'm so complicated, I don't think. That is me. I don't know how people feel. You know, when you become so sophisticated, you don't think. It's true. And that is Elizabeth. Wanageta mapastas wanatoaga hizo maties, sometimes wanairusha chini, hata makoti wanatoa. Hata Uhuru Kenyatta was removing them. Sababu he is very fake. He knew, I'm fake with this. So let us not be fake. We are counselors, we need to think. Anyway, do those three things. Movement, choose clothing that allow you to move the shoes and what have you. Now, adapt to the client's population. What do I mean? It is, are they children? Be casual and comfortable. Are they adults? If it is informal businesses, blazers or blouses. If you are going to corporate industry like a bank, vaa kama wao. Caribbean suits kama zao, at least vaa ka suit. Najua banks, they like suits. They put uniforms. So that you don't look very odd. Try to resemble them a bit. Are you on a community outreach? And you are going to vulnerable and undeserved populations? And what have you? Don't be very expensive. You are in a community, you meet poverty-stricken people. Vaa vizuri, but don't exaggerate. So adapt to the client's population on your dressing so that communication can be good. Then finally, follow general professional standards, neatness. You should be neat. When we talk of neat, we are talking of community out, follow general professional standards. Then it is neatness, modest clothing, and you be neutral. Neutral. Colors. Don't go with very screaming colors so that you look very overly conspicuous. Najua kuna nguo unavaa kama kuna mama mwingine, where my child was, alikuja amevaa nguo ya yellow. And because we were in the field, every eye was on that woman. So some of these things, don't be so conspicuous. Martin, doke. makite. Oh. Gaka gekwegeire haha.
Oh, akahusu.
Okay. Niko sawa. So that is that. So when you are dressing, please dress in the inappropriate way and so forth. Though as far as dressing is concerned, when you read here, you are going to get the details. That's why I said these topics are not very, very hard. Not very, very hard. I
Mwalimu,
want to briefly, yes?
Mwalimu, Timothy's hand
Yeah.
is up. Timothy's hand is up.
Timothy, then, sorry, I'm sorry.
Asante to certain mwalimu. Now I'm also asking a question. This one regards to the perfumes. No, there are some perfumes that can pull the client away.
Yes.
Those maybe those strong ones. You know, there are others that it can pull the client away. What about them? What about those perfumes?
I think even those ones are even worse. If you have to do it moderately. If you do it excessively, the client will not be listening to you, but will be smelling the perfume. It can be there, but moderate. And if you know the type of a client you are meeting, for example, let's say you are meeting an elderly woman, or you are going for these outreach programs and you are visiting vulnerable people. Maybe some of these things we can avoid. Hata ukifanya kidogo tu, so that you don't distract their attention. And we have said, like outreach, you have to be very casual. Be simple. Don't even, you can put low-heeled shoes. Even you can put even these shoes we call the rubber shoes, the sports shoe, simple ones. So Kemaru, I agree with you. If you put this smelly sprays, you miss even children. They could be having some allergy. You are dealing with the children and you have really done it excessively, and some children have allergies, you might distract their attention. Thank you. Timothy, thank you for that. That's very critical. Even, and it's not only for women, even men do that. Even some men like spraying themselves. Thank you, thank you. I'm sorry I had not seen that. Dixon, what are you saying today? We are so quiet. What can you say about what we have been talking about? Mm-hmm. Mm. Thank you, Soile. Thank you. You have picked, so suits are not required in all places. Thank you very much. Thank you. If you are with the youth, you can dress like the youth. If you are with the children, try to be like them. Mm. With the elderly, try to be like the elderly. They feel good. Kuja hapa mtoto wangu. I can see you are just like my daughter. I think that one is very therapeutic. Even before you do the therapy. In fact, there was a time I was going to visit rural areas, another family there I could bypass. I used to be very casual. Viatu navaa rubber shoes. Guo ni mzuri, lakini ni kawaida tu. Just the normal one. A simple, smart dress. Just simple, without screaming colors. So I was not very complicated. And then they see me as a normal person. Thank you. Thank you, Soida. Thank you for that input. Thank you, everyone who is participating here and there. So that is a workplace dressing code, types of oral communication pathways. We have oral communication pathways. When I'm through with this, there is nothing else I'll do. The other we can do tomorrow, because I want us, before we go for our first break, 2 people at least to do this therapy. Time is moving very fast. So we have oral communication pathways. We have, when we talk of oral communication pathways, it is both the verbal and vocal methods that facilitate therapeutic dialogue. They are very, very important. And the pathways, they can range from direct one-on-one conversation to technology. So you can have communication pathways in 2 ways: direct conversation or technologically initiated. And they actually cover some specific verbal techniques. And I can give you communication pathways, a few of them. One is direct interpersonal pathways. Those pathways are: one, face-to-face conversation, and it is the most common. And when we talk of face-to-face, it's when I can see you. That is one pathway. Small group counseling. It is where you do it between a counselor and multiple clients. That's another pathway. So you can do face-to-face, in-person conversation. There can be one. Then small group counseling is another pathway. You involve a group, a counselor and a group. Then we have family couples counseling, whereby there is active dialogue between the counselor and multiple family members. That is one pathway, which is other direct interpersonal pathways: face-to-face, small group, and family. Then you come to technology mediated pathways. We call it telehealth. We have video conferencing, Zoom, and Skypes. So those ones, we are aware of them. And here we can even see video conferencing. We can see the person we are talking to. We also have the audio interaction, whereby you may not see the person, but you can hear them talking. It's still technology. Then we have telephone counseling, like we have a phone, and we can do communication over the phone. And this one mostly comes in crisis counseling. Somebody is in crisis, you just use your phone, call the person: where are you? What are you doing? You do it very fast. There is another one, and I know those people who have done digital can concur with me. It is called voice over internet protocol. It is a digital voice technology. It allows remote counseling sessions, whereby you can do counseling in remote areas, whereby you have high-speed internet. Instead of using the traditional phone lines and you utilize things like Zoom, the Skypes, the Teams. We know them, the Teams, all those. They are called voice over internet protocol, even the Meet and what have you. All those are technology mediated pathways. So those are the 2 categories of communication pathways we can use in counseling. Direct interpersonal, that is where you meet people, either one in a small group or in family. Then you have technology, where you have the video, you have the telephone, and voice over internet protocol. Maybe like the one we are having today, the Meet, the Zoom, and what have you. So those are called oral communication pathways. Why am I calling them oral? Because we are speaking. Even if it is video conferencing, we are talking. We are talking together. If it is through telephone, we are talking. If we are talking over internet protocol, we are talking. So that's what it's called pathways. They are paths that we are using, and they are oral. They are oral, whatever. And we have said the common voice over internet protocol, the examples are Zoom and Skype. Yes, those ones are examples. for general purpose voice communication tools, telehealth platforms. We normally use those ones, the common VoIP tools in therapy. And when we are using these, the counselor must ensure that they use secure applications. That's why we have the links. And these links, that's why we don't like changing them now and then. We make a link like this one that was made by our head of training. And this link is very much secured. And maybe you don't just reach it the way you want. It's unique. So they say the counselors must ensure that these applications are very secure and they meet the privacy standards. You even hear some people, they have this with passwords, meaning there is a password that has to be used. So not everybody can access. We have some that are free, like the way we have even channels free to air. Even we have channels free to air, but we have other channels that are very secure. You have to access them with maybe some passwords and so forth, like website. There are some websites you cannot go to if you are not an employee of that particular place, because there is a secret code. So that's what we mean. So you have to make sure that it is very, very secure. So I have mentioned how many? 2. So there are oral communication pathways, direct interpersonal technology. Yes.
Mwalimu, quick question. So
No
you mentioned
problem.
video conferencing, and on video conferencing, we have the Zooms and the Teams also, right? And also,
Yes.
okay, so you mentioned video conferencing and at the same time on voice over internet protocol.
Yes.
So the whatever that are used are the same for both those two.
I think this one is for higher. This one for the voice over internet protocol iko higher kuliko hii Zoom ya kawaida. But sababu for video conferencing, they are saying Zoom stroke Skype. And it is for real-time video and audio interaction, face-to-face sessions. Now, lakini this one, voice over internet protocol now, these ones, they are in remote places. Somebody can explain, those who are conversant with the digitals, what they mean by via high-speed internet instead of traditional phone lines. What do they mean by that? Maybe we can, yeah, I agree, we can substantiate there. You have a good point there. Somebody can come up with something. If you come with it before I do, you can always help.
Maybe I can try. I'm just imagining, because we have mentioned the word remote.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I could ride on that and say these are people, maybe they are in remote areas where we may not be in a position to go and meet them physically, but the counseling services. So now we use technology or the voiceovers, because that is the medium that is accessible at that time to have the counseling sessions with those specific clients. That is how I could think of it.
In fact, I'm picking you very well, because like now, this one of the Zoom stroke Skype, that one of the, what did we call it? That one of video conferencing, yes, that one you can even, sometimes we have it, people are there physically, but they are video conferencing. See, people can be there and they are video conferencing, Amma.
Yes.
Can they? Yeah, they can be there. but they are video conference because the conference is big and it has many people. I don't know if I'm getting it correctly.
Okay, Mwalimu, Soire has posted something. Okay, let me just read what he had said because I wanted to assume that, no, this is my thought. I'm just thinking when it's video conferencing, there is video attached to it because on Zoom we have video call and we have audio call. So I'm just thinking this voice over internet protocol, maybe it's what Catherine is saying, but in the audio version, as in you can call. Those ones I've seen people sometimes they can communicate, but mostly it's just audio. They can't do it by, there is no video. But let me read what Soire has gotten here. It says, voice over internet protocol, VoIP, is a technology that turns voice into digital data to make phone calls over the internet. Video conferencing adds real-time video, screen sharing, and face-to-face meetings for groups. VoIP focuses on audio phone service, while video conferencing focuses on visual multi-person meetings. So I think that was it. Yes.
So mostly this one, voice over internet protocol, is on audio.
Yes.
Audio, yes. Thank you. Audio, yes.
Thank you very much for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you for that clarification. Yes, thank you. Let me clap for Soire. That's why we have many people. So that when we get stuck, nobody has a monopoly of knowledge. Thank you. I'm so glad. Thank you. Thank you. So those are the oral communication pathways you can use: direct, interpersonal, and technology. We have now differentiated between the video conferencing and the voice over internet protocol, at least. That's powerful. And they have said the common VoIP tools in therapy are Zoom and Skype, FaceTime, specialized telehealth platforms, those ones, and so forth. So that is good. We also have some specific verbal interventions counselors use to guide the conversation. Now we are through with the pathways there, but there is something here. We have some specific verbal interventions counselors can use to guide the conversation. When we are speaking with our clients, we have specific verbal interventions, and they are called verbal prompts. These ones are very key. When you are communicating, you can say, I see, go on, and they are meant to encourage our clients. Okay, I see, go on, what happened? They are called verbal encouragers. They encourage the client. They are also in communication. When you are communicating with your clients, if you want them to speak more, okay, continue. I get. What happened? But we are told, don't overuse them. If you overuse them, the client will become overwhelmed. Don't overuse. Another specific verbal intervention you can use, apart from the verbal prompts, they are the questioning. We said earlier, open-ended questions. You can also use closed, but very rarely. You said you are the second born in the family of 10. Yes, that one is very okay. Affirmative. You are affirming, but don't make it a routine, particularly when you want to pick the feelings. Then another specific verbal intervention counselors can use is reflection of feelings. Articulate the feelings or the emotions of the client. Very, very important. That's another specific verbal. Reflect the feelings. Confront the client. It's another verbal intervention you can use. Confronting. Gently challenging a client regarding discrepancies. Sometimes clients can be incongruent So as a counselor, what are you supposed to do? Confront gently. I heard you talk about being annoyed about your relationship. At the same time, you seem like to some extent, there is something you are doing to contribute to this. That is called gentle confrontation. Very, very key. And the other one is focusing. Focusing is very key. That one is in the therapeutic verbal techniques. They are also communication pathways. In fact, they can be part of the communication pathways. They are called micro skills. Then we have the last bit, we call it vocalic communication. This one I'll emphasize a bit. We call it paralanguage. Vocalic, it has to do with the tone of voice. How do you communicate? How is your tone? A tone should not be very sarcastic. They should not be very simple. They should not be at the same level all the times. It should convey at some point empathy, other points urgency, other time professionalism. So your tone should vary. Other times you are very professional. I heard you talk about your hard past. What happened that time? Tell me more. It appears like your personal background affected the way you feel, think, and behave. Are you able to tell me what actually happened from 0 to 10? You are now becoming a professional. And at the same point, you say, I can imagine the stress or the pain you have gone through. You have been emphatic. Okay, I feel this point should not be left untouched because it is very crucial in your way of healing. That is urgency. So all those, mix those tones like that. Then there is another one, pitch and volume. Sometimes you are high, sometimes you are moderate, sometimes you are there. So match your pitch. Oh, okay, I hear you. Oh, what happened? It must be very, very painful. Umeenda chini. Then that is speech and volume. Alafu uende kwa rate of speech. How is your speed? Are you very fast? Are you very fast? Are you also very slow? If you are very fast, you miss your clients. If you are very slow, you bore them. So the rate of speech, they are called vocalic communication. And these ones are very critical in our clients. Kuna watu, when they are talking to people, they are always shouting, ni kama kuwakemea. Ni kama unakemea mahabusu. You are tone, you are negative, sarcastic, you lose your people. So let us check the rate. How is the rate? How is the speed? How is your speed? Is it very fast? Very fast. So these pathways are frequently combined with nonverbal cues. All those communication pathways to be mentioned, you mix them and you can be able to communicate with your client. Once I said this, you are going to follow them well and you are going to see how they are. Those oral communication pathways, direct, technology. The other one is therapeutic verbal techniques. The last one is vocalic communication and so forth. Ene kweli? Kai, saa 2 imefika na siku nataka ifike, imefika tu. So we must go for break. We do our, whatever the second session. We have no other alternative. We cannot do a session before break, according to
Mwalimu, pole, Mwalimu. Mwalimu, can you go through that again?
Which one?
The last part, the specific verbal interventions.
Oh, we are calling them, oh, okay. Let me start from the beginning so that you pick. We were talking of oral communication pathways. See the Rosette, eh? Then I said,
Yes.
I said direct interpersonal pathways. Are you okay? Those ones, the three of them.
Yes, direct interpersonal, face to face, small group small group, and then there is family therapy.
Thank you. Have you gone to technology mediated pathways, video, telephone, and voice over internet protocol?
Okay, it's technology mediated or initiated?
Inaitwa technology in mediated pathways.
Mediated.
Mediated pathways. So we said one is video conferencing. You remember
Yes,
that?
those ones I got. Video
Telephone
conferencing, audio.
No, telephone counseling.
Okay.
Now, video conferencing there, it's where you are around for real-time video and audio. Are you getting
Yes.
there? It's in the first point.
Okay.
Then, still at the rate, we have telephone counseling, whereby you do it over the phone. You get that?
Yes.
Then the last one, still at the technology mediated pathways, voice over internet protocol. Ile audio.
Yes,
in remote
ile
area.
audio ile.
Very good. Then, where are we now? Therapeutic verbal techniques. Ni ya tatu. Shika hiyo.
At therapeutic verbal, what is that?
That communication pathway.
There is a third. Okay.
It's only that I mentioned the points, but I didn't mention it per se. But it is therapeutic verbal communication technique. Under it, you go to the encouragers. You remember the prompt?
Okay. Yes.
Yes. So under the verbal prompt, weka hapo juu therapeutic verbal technique. So you put the verbal prompt. I see. Go on. You remember that, eh?
Yes.
Then I also mentioned something like open-ended and closed questions. Under it. You remember that? It's still under there. Then I also talked about confrontation, still under therapeutic verbal techniques. We talked about confrontation.
Yes.
Then the fourth one is the vocalic communication. Fourth.
Okay.
So we are tipa now, eh?
Yes.
Vocalic communication now, you have tone of voice.
Yes, tone of voice, pitch and volume.
Yeah, exactly. And
rate of speech.
Yes, and on tone of voice, we said you convey empathy, urgency, and professionalism. Tone of voice. It should have convey empathy. They also show the urgency and professionalism. Then at the pitch and volume, we said the pitch and volume, it should not be very high and very low. You remember? Yeah.
Yes.
And sometimes it can, because the client is talking about sad things, so the pitch is low. Then the third one still on vocal communication is rate of speech. So we said the speed, yeah. So those are the four. Are you now at you are very keen. Well, ni mkali.
Okay, Mwalimu, thanks.
Because we have different types of learners. Thank you. Now those are the four, eh? Oral communication pathways. Those are called pathways. The paths you can use to communicate with your client. Yes. So as a counselor, you can use any. Before we break, those few minutes remaining, 2 minutes only. I'm using the timetable. Effective questioning techniques in counseling. Effective questioning techniques in counseling. When you come to effective questioning techniques, here it's where you merge open-ended questions and closed-ended questions. You merge the two. So if you want to be an effective counselor, never use one questioning method throughout. Mix the two because you need them. And here, when you are using the open-ended and the closed-ended questions, most of the open-ended questions, they ask the how. How? how, and what. What happened? How did you do it? So most of our open-ended questions, when we are communicating, they use how and what. What happened? What did you do? And from there, how did you manage to escape that kind of a company and so forth? So when we are using the open-ended questions, we are in effective questioning in counseling. So the core questioning techniques are: one, open-ended questions. And these open-ended questions, they encourage dialogue and self-exploration. Very key. Core questioning techniques, open-ended questions, they encourage dialogue and exploration. And I'll give you 3 words you normally use in open-ended questions. You can give an example. Typically, when you are using the open-ended questions, typically start your statements with what, how, and could you please explain? Very important in counsel. When you are saying could, it is like you are seeking for permission. In fact, they are called modal verbs. You are asking for permission. Could you please explain more? So in open-ended questions, we use them for dialogue, self-exploration, and they start with what, how, or could. Full stop. You may not write this, but I have an example. You're going to see it. What has brought you here today? How did you feel when that happened? I felt very bad and like that. So you are going to see that. The second is closed-ended questions. Closed-ended questions. They gather specific information. They gather specific information and confirm facts. They gather specific information and confirm facts. And they require yes or no, or one word. Where did the incident take place? Nairobi. You only need one word, and it is also critical. Where were you born? In which city or in which town were you born? Kisumu, Mombasa, and so forth. Sometimes we even ask our clients, which day did this one happen? Then they say it was on a Monday. You need that. Sometimes you don't need stories, you need specific information. Please note that. Then the third one, we are talking of effective questioning in counseling. The third one is clarifying questions. Clarifying questions. Even if ninatumia dakika chache, sitaki kurudi hapa. Clarifying questions. Now these ones, they are for ensuring that the counselor understands the client's perspective. When you use clarifying questions, you want to understand the client's perspective. And what you can say, like, when you say you felt sad, what does that mean to you? When you say you felt sad, what does that mean to you? Very important. You are clarifying. When you say you don't like your father, what does that mean to you? It means I don't want to talk to him. I don't, so that they tell you what exactly do they mean when they say, I don't like my place of work. What exactly do they mean? It could not be about the place of work. It's because there is something at the place of work that is frustrating them. So what does that mean to you? When you say you don't like your place of work and you go there every morning, what does that mean to you? Yes, they explain. Now that is number 3. Number 4, there are only 5. Rosette, are you with me? Unajua unanifuata unyo. That's why I'm asking.
Niko hapa mwalimu.
Uko
Nakufuata. Niko chonjo.
Uko chonjo? Where are we? We are in the 3rd or 4th?
We are in the 4th.
Thank you. The 4th one now is called fund question. Fund question of funnel, sorry. FUNNEL. Funnel questions. Funnel questions. Funnel questions. And I will explain what that means. When you talk of funnel questions, they are questions that start with the broad. They start broadly, then they go narrowly. They gradually narrow. They narrow down. You ask a broad question, what happened last year? Then instead, now when they explain a bit, and in 3 weeks' time, how has this been affecting you? Now you are narrowing now. You are narrowing. Yeah. You become now more specific. In 3 weeks' time, like I have heard you say, how has it been affecting you? Then from there, you go and say, how is it making you feel now? You have now become very specific. How is it affect? How was this when it happened? How was this in a month's time? How did it affect you in a month's time? What about today? How are you feeling about this incident? When you compare last year, a month's time, and now, where do you find a difference in the feelings and behaviors? Then you have done what we call funnel questioning. Umemtoa last year, umemleta 1 month this year, 1 month, you needn't even talk about very many things. Then there where you are, you have funnel questioned the person, and you go back to the topic they are talking about. Then we have the last one. Rosette, are you there with Marianne and Catherine and Judy? Judy, tuko sawa? Judy?
Yes, teacher, niko sawa.
Uko chojo?
Niko chonjo kabisa.
Niko sawa, ni venye nasikia tu nikiwa nimechoka mgonjwa tu, but niko sawa.
Thank you. Even being there for us, we want to thank God. We cannot take anybody with us. We want to thank God. We want to thank God for everything. Then the last one is called TED. Capital T, capital E, capital D. They are called TED questions. TED questions. I'll explain. It's a useful counseling technique in counseling. And T stands for tell me. Andika hapo. T stands for tell me more. What about E? E stands for explain further. And D stands for describe. Maybe you can describe what happened. That's why it is called TED questioning. In counseling, tell me, explain more, describe. In fact, they are called open-ended prompts. And they allow clients to talk more about their experiences. Tell me more. For example, tell me what happened. Tell me more about how you felt. Tell me what brought you here today. Very important. Then explain. Explain what usually happens when you become angry. Can you explain what you mean by feeling rejected? Can you explain what you mean by being rejected? Are you able? I like it. Can I see like it is a bit, it is a good one. Are you able to explain how the situation has affected you? Are you able to explain? Instead of saying, can you explain? Now, Rosetta, are you like me? The word can looks like it's not very polite. Or it's me who is judging that word.
No, no, no. It's okay.
Or it's me who is judging that word. 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 Who sees that word like me? When I tell,
I think
can
I
you
see it that way too.
I also see it that way. That when you
Yes.
tell me, can you explain? But if
Can
I
you?
tell you, yeah,
Yes.
are you able to explain?
Yeah.
At least, are you able to? At least, are you?
Oh, is
able
it possible to explain?
Is it possible? Yeah, yeah. At least that one is a bit. I like that. Eh. Eh? Yes. Can you explain what make? Can you? Is not. Maybe you can explain what happened that day. Yeah, that one is better. We can add our own words. Then D is describe. You can tell them, describe what you are experiencing at that moment. Are you able to describe? How would you describe? Yeah, that one is powerful. How would you describe your relationship with your family? That's powerful. Describe what happens when you feel anxious. That one is perfect. So that is what we call TED questions. TED questions. Now, are you well versed? And we normally say TED questions, they help the counselor to get deeper into the client's world. I think tomorrow we shall start from best practices for effective counseling. Let's go for a break. We come. Please, people, I'm giving you only 20 minutes by 8:30. Let's only use 20 minutes, 8:31. We come back. We need to have counselors and clients. Remember, we have the excerpt. Go through the excerpt. You have it so that we do this practice. So go for break. 8:30, the 8:30, 8:31. Let's be here. Relax, take a glass of water. I'm also going to look for a glass of water right away. And then break. John, tuko pamoja. John,
Tuko pamoja. I'll be the
are we
counselor.
okay?
Yes, I will be the counselor.
Please. Yes, anybody. Let us start with anyone. Yes?
Yes, I will do the counseling.
John says she is very good. Let's have the client.
What is
Who
happening?
will be the
Mwalimu?
client for John? John. Who will be the client?
Teacher, I heard you say that you are
God
doing
of
case study.
Abraham.
Which
What
case
is
study are
happening,
we
my
doing?
friend?
Teacher,
I gave you last week.
the
Yes?
one for
The case study is there. I gave you last.
the one for Ruth. Don't remember.
The case is. Who can remember the case study? Remind the others, those who did it. Yes. Not Ruth. Was
The one
it
for
Mary?
Mary.
There is
Yes,
a case
it was
study
for
I gave
Mary.
you to read in
It
our
is for Mary.
For Ruth.
group.
For Ruth.
It is in our group.
For Ruth, you are
For
doing a
that
number of
teenager.
questions.
Yes.
Soile has
Mary,
posted
yes,
on the
I know.
group.
Yes. Yes. For Ruth. For Mary. Ruth is, we are doing, for Ruth, I gave you questions to do as Kati too. Let us first do this one so that we can talk about other things. So that because of time.
I think I can
Mary's
be
case.
the client.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, we can start.
Let's.
We need to see you.
Yes, thank you, Kimaru. Thank you very much. Yeah, we need to see you like we did with the others.
Okay. Marianne, you ready?
I'm ready, but today you will not see me. Same issue like last time, but I maybe next time.
Okay, no problem. I think we can start. Good morning,
It's okay
Mary.
because you are the client. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
Good morning, Mary.
Mary,
Good morning.
Welcome to our counseling center today. Thank you for choosing to come here today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little bit, I'm just feeling out of place.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Before we start, sorry for cutting you off. I'd like you to choose somewhere to sit where you'll be most comfortable. There's a there's a bottle of water there as well that you can take when you're feeling a bit overwhelmed. So, karibu, you can sit.
Thank you so much.
Before we proceed also, I'd like to inform you that our counseling services are completely free. You can share.
Mwalimu, mute. Teacher, mute.
Kimaru.
I'd like to inform you that our counseling services are completely voluntary. Please feel free to share what you feel most comfortable talking about. Also know that the information you share is completely confidential. But before we proceed, kindly go through this consent form and fill it. I can help you fill it, or you can fill it on your own. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know.
I think for those ones you have to assist me because I don't feel like I want to do anything.
No problem. Can we start with the session and then we fill it later? Would that be better?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. You can place the form on the table and we can start our session.
Thank you.
So Mary, what brings you in today? Kindly share a bit.
What brings me today is a lot of issues. One of the issues is separation of my parents. And we're also encountering some financial difficulties because, my dad was the one providing the money. And then I'm not certain about the future. I feel like I am very less motivated when it comes to performance. I'm not also performing well because the separation of my parents have really taken a toll on me. And also I do not like the fact that my performance is not good. I also like spending time alone, and I've realized that I've withdrawn from most of the activities that I used to like in the past. So generally, I do not know what's going on with my life, but I'm here so that you can help me. And yeah, those are some of the issues. Sometimes I feel anxious. I feel like sometimes I feel like I want to die, but I don't know. I'm just there.
Thank you, Mary, for sharing. That is quite a lot, and I hear you and I feel you. That is a lot for a young person to go through. So your feelings are valid, and this is a situation that is not easy for anyone to go through. So I hear you. Allow me to ask Mary, how long ago did your parents separate?
Like 6 months ago.
Okay. And during that time of the separation, what exactly were you going through? Are there any sort of words that were said towards you directly, or what made you take that load so heavily? Was there a direct impact on you in terms of words being said?
I think no, but everybody knows, parents, when they're together, we are happy. My dad used to take me out. He used to buy me gifts. He used to be the source of income. So anything I needed something, he would provide. But now my mom is really struggling even to give me even a simple meal. When I need money for my tuition, it's becoming a struggle. I'm even planning to, I don't know what I do. I don't know. Yeah, but I think no words that were directed to me.
Okay.
But the separation is really, really hard on me because I don't know what to do. Should I continue with school? Should I die? Should I just sleep in my room? Should I not study? I don't understand.
I hear you, Mary, and this is a very difficult and heavy situation to be in, because as young people in a family, even with our siblings and a family setup, the expectation is that we will have a peaceful home. The transition and watching your parents separate, that must be a very difficult thing to go through. What I'd encourage you is to be easy on yourself, and I'd also like to ask, I heard you say about suicide. I know it can be very heavy and very depressing, the way you feel you want to isolate yourself. But allow me to, if you're comfortable sharing with me, allow me to ask about the feeling of wanting to end your life. Has there been an attempt? You can feel free to share with me the thoughts around that.
No, I don't think I have been suicidal.
Okay.
But I feel so hopeless.
In terms of, sorry for cutting you off. Please continue.
Sometimes I cry.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to be around my friends because I feel like no one is understanding my situation. So I'm not suicidal. I just feel hopeless at times.
Okay, I hear you. You've mentioned friends. Do you have close friends in campus or around your family area, or even siblings or family members that you can talk to?
I have a roommate, but I don't tell her my things because I don't want anything to do with talking to people. I just want to be alone.
No problem, Mary. I totally hear you. And one thing you can try doing is journaling. You can put down your thoughts. That would really help you in grounding yourself and in understanding your thoughts in a clearer way. And when you feel you want to isolate and you don't want to talk, you can try journaling. Have you ever journaled before?
What's that?
Journaling is putting your thoughts on paper. Whatever thoughts come at you, feel free to write on that piece of paper any feelings that you have. They could be difficult feelings, happy feelings, anything that crosses your mind. Just make sure you're letting them out. And journaling is a very healthy way to cope with some of these difficult things that we go through that we may not feel safe enough to talk about. It is personal, it is private, but it helps you channel out that bitterness, or that, when parents separate, it's sort of a grieving process. So you should allow yourself to grieve. The crying is normal, but when it gets to a point you're crying too much, now that can be a problem. But crying is also a good way to release what you're feeling, but I'd encourage you to journal. So you just write on a piece of paper or a book and you channel out those thoughts. Have you understood?
Yes. Can we continue later because I feel like I want to sleep?
No problem, Mary. I really appreciate your time. We can start with the journaling process. Maybe in our next session, we can go through that together. But for now, it is okay. We can end this. We can hold the session unless you want to share anything else.
No, I don't feel like I want to talk anymore. I just want to go and sleep and think about the whole session.
Okay, that is okay.
If I should come back, if I want to go and sit down and think if this session is helping me, because you're not giving me solutions to my problems. You're only telling me to write down.
Yes, writing down is a coping strategy that I'm sharing with you to help you, because you've mentioned you feel hopeless, you've mentioned you're in isolation, and I would tend to believe the separation is what is causing all this, because I believe you're a bright student and this is a transition happening in your life, and for you to cope with it and get to the other side, journaling is one of the coping mechanisms that can help you and that we can start with.
Okay.
Okay, Mary. So for now, I would encourage you to just do one journal, just one write-up of how you're feeling. Just express your feelings on paper. And then if you're ready to come back anytime, feel free to reach out to me. And then we can see how to proceed with the next session. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, Mary.
Can I leave now?
Yes, sure. Please feel free. I hope the session will once you reflect and once you try the journaling, we can touch base from there. But for now, please feel free to leave. but I'd kindly request for just 5 minutes of your time. We finish filling in the form, and then you can go home.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Joan, for that far. We really appreciate the work done and done very fast. And you are able to go through the session with your client. However, there is a question that was asked by your client and you didn't answer her. I don't feel like you are helping me. Now, that one was a very tough question. And I think what you should have done is to explore the feelings. What makes you feel that the session is not helping you? Explore further so that you pick their feelings. Yeah. At that point, I feel you should have tried to see what is not happening. Timothy, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you, Joan and Miriam. That was powerful. But because we are running out of experience now from what we presented last week. I didn't get I didn't hear about the introduction. Joan introducing herself, that introduction part of it, so that now Joan can get a lot from Mary. And I was expecting, because it was the first time, I was expecting Joan to just introduce what counseling is. I was also expecting Joan to do what we call the goal settings. And at the beginning also, I missed what we call the confidentiality, just assuring the client that whatever you discuss, whatever you talk, you're treated as confidential. Thank you.
I did mention the bit of confidentiality. Thank you for that. What I didn't do is the introduction. I missed on that. I should have introduced myself. Yes, thank you.
Mwalimu, I have a question. John, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Yes, I heard you talk about the confidentiality parts. But I'm just wondering, the explaining what counseling is and is not, it's supposed to be in the beginning. But
Yes.
peradventure, in such a scenario like the one Joan had, when the client said, you're not helping me, you're just telling me to write, is it okay for her to explain what counseling is and is not at that time?
Yeah,
or it's too late for that?
It is okay. I think it is okay to explain that counseling is a helping relationship, but I don't think it should be appropriate. What you do because you are in the exploration stage, just try to pick why this person is saying that they are not getting help. What makes you think that you are not getting help from this counseling, so that you are able to pick what is this that is making them feel so. Otherwise, in the process, as you say, you can mention something like counseling is a helping relationship between a counselor and a client, but don't mention it immediately. First, explore those feelings, because this client, when they are saying they are not getting help, already they are frustrated and disappointed by you. So the moment you start telling them what counseling is, they might even take it negatively and say they are the ones counseling you, not the one counseling them. So use it up. You can, but first explore. Thank you, Rosette, for your input. Let's have another client and counselor faster.
Teacher, can you
Yes.
please help with the introduction part of it? Just do an introduction. Assume I'm the client, I've come to you. Just help us with the introduction part so that we can be going the right way.
The introduction is just introducing yourself. My name is Elizabeth. I'm a counseling psychologist, and I'm here so that maybe we can share a few things. Maybe before we proceed, you can tell me your name. Then they tell you their name. After they say, I'm Jane, I've come here because I need your help. And then they finish, just tell them before we continue, I have a consent form here that we have to fill together so that we can start our counseling session. They fill the form. Once the form is filled, it is when now you start telling them, asking them, have you ever been to counseling before? If they say yes, you ask them what they know about counseling. If they are not, have never been, just tell them a bit. Yes. And if they tell you they have ever been to counseling before, just ask them their understanding of counseling, and the bit they leave is now you continue and talk about it. Talk about the contracting and everything now yourself. But before you consent, don't do the contracting. What are you contracting and they have not agreed? You cannot just tell the client that you have come for therapy, I will cancel you. No. First, introduce yourself with each other. Then after brief introduction, it's not even expansive, brief. It's when you now say, before we start this session, and it is a formality, it's good, you fill a consent form that I have here. Maybe you can look at it and feel what you are not able to understand, I can help you. They feel very fast. After they have filled, now ask them whether they have ever been to counseling. If they say, then tell them what they have not said. After that, now, it's when at that point you can even ask them before you even continue with before you start, their goals for that counseling. And then those goals, in fact, they're in the consent form. That intake form, ikona goals wameandika. So you can briefly ask them, I did see your first goal is this, is that, so then you continue with the, now we can start our therapy, and now you can tell me what brought you to therapy today. So you start from there. Irene, let us not ask so many questions because of time. Irene, you had something? Irene, Iduri, you have a question?
No, yeah, just clarifying about
Yes.
the signing of the consent that Marianne requested to be done at the end.
Mm.
Is that okay? Can you stop? I mean, is it something that can be postponed to be done at the end of the session, or it has to be done?
No. At the beginning. Consent form means they have agreed to be cancelled by you, so it should happen at the beginning. That was not okay. Doing a consent at the end is not okay. And even if she knew there is a place they have not filled, hata mwambie in the camera, you do behind the scenes. They do it when we are doing assessment, wanajaza, because sometimes it can consume a lot of time, wakijaza. But now that one, we cannot video record that. That when you are through with the session, they will fill the other bits that remained. And at some point, in your own imagination, can you also say in the middle of the session, just for your own knowledge, and also for making your therapy good, if you find that your client need a tool, with me here, I have an assessment tool. Even don't mention it, just say it. I know I have not sent the tools, but then just with me, if you find that your client has a need for us, with me here, I have an assessment tool to test anxiety, to test depression, to test, if they say we are depressed, to test self-esteem. Lakini hiyo inakujaga during exploration, deeper exploration. Maybe you can feel for me so that we can rate you where you are in the depression. Very important. And at the same time, let the theories come in out very clear. Let me see those theories. I could hear Joanne talking about maybe the past and what has been happening, trying to tell her to journal, that is cognitive restructuring, the red and etc. But try to merge as many theories as possible and let them be very explicit. They can be seen. They can be heard. Somebody, the assessor should not strain to pick the theories. Otherwise, it was a very good session because Joanne was able to prepare the session very well. And thank you for that. Let's have another client and counselor, please. And Kimaru, thank you for telling me to mute.
I'm trying to be the counselor now.
Yeah.
Maybe the client kindly.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Welcome, 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 all of you. Thank you. Timekeeper, 15 minutes, please. Timekeeper. Timekeeper. Kimaru, because you have done the session, you can be keeping time now. Thank you. Can start and let us see you, please. Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you, John, for being obedient. Thank you very much. Marianne said she's not in a position. We respect that. It's okay. Let's move on.
Let's start our session. Good morning, John.
Good morning to you.
So my name is Mary. Thank you so much for coming. So I'm going to start by introducing myself. My name is Mary and I am a student, a counseling psychology student. And I am working under the supervision of Elizabeth Gakunyi. And I want to tell you that you are at the right place. And thank you for choosing our services. So to begin our session, could you please tell me what brought you here today?
Okay, thank you, Marianne. And John, as you have told you, I have got some issues. A student at the university, and of late, my parents separated. So I got into the issues of lacking of school fees. Now nobody is paying my school fees because it's like my dad gave away the responsibility after they separated with mom. Also, after now school fees not being paid, me not attending classes, I have the poor performance in school, which has led me to have a lot of loneliness. I don't want to face my colleagues in school because I don't want them to know what I'm going through and what has happened in my family. And this one has demoralized me, and in fact, it has brought me to my very low self-esteem. And in such a point, even there is a point that I have reached to think about even just ending my life and forgetting everything. Now I've got a lot of challenges. I don't know how to tackle all these by my own, because even attending to friends, I see no one can help me about it. Kindly now I've seen as if I come to you as a counselor, you will assist me in a better way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John, for sharing what you're going through. And I hear you and I understand you. And thank you for choosing us because you have chosen the right place. But before we continue with the session, I would like you to sign. We have a consent form here. You read, understand, and then I will get to understand the objective. Why did you choose to? I'll get to understand you better, understand even your goals, and after that we can continue with the session. So John, I have a question for you. Have you ever been into a counseling session before?
No, I've never attended. This is my first time.
Well, thank you so much for being honest. For this process to be very successful and for you to get help, I will ask you to be very honest with me, the way you answer questions, the way you participate. And I believe at the end of the session, you'll be able to have some of the answers and some of the help that and answer some of the questions that I've had you share with me. And I'm really grateful that you chose to come today. So I have seen that you have left out some of the spaces on the consent form. Should I help you to answer them, or what do you think?
I did not understand some points that I could answer there. I wish you can come on board and assist me kindly.
Thank you so much. About goal setting, I've seen you have left out. About goals is what are the things that you want to achieve at the end of the session and how you expect yourself to be in the next sessions to come. About marital status, I know it sounds more personal, but I believe if you're not single, you just write you're single. If you're married, you just write you're married. But thank you so much for your honesty. And we can begin our session now. Is there any other question you have about the
Thank
concept
you.
form before we continue? I don't want to forget that.
No, I'm fine with it, kind of counselor.
So is the timing we are having our session good with you? Like we will be having several sessions. This will not be the end of our sessions. I believe after signing the sessions you have seen, the consent form, you have seen that we'll be having like 10 to 15 sessions. Are you comfortable with the timing that we are now?
I am okay with it because I'm the one feeling the pain. And if that is what will make me to heal, I'll appreciate and take it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. And now we can begin our session. So if I had you during when I asked you to tell me what brought you here, I heard you talk about you being suicidal, your family separation, your mom and dad separated, poor performance, low self-esteem. Did I pick that correctly?
Yes, that's correct. That's what I said.
Thank you so much. Could you please expound why, what are some of the feelings that you had when your parents separated?
Kindly come over again. I did not understand you.
Thank you so much. What I mean is, after your parents separated, what was the time that they separated? And is there any emotions or thoughts that came up during that time of separation?
Yes, it's like now 3-4 months ago from they separated. And you see now how we enjoyed when they were together. Now there is no love even in the family. You go, everybody is on its own way. Even sometimes we lack food at home. Now I'm also lacking my school fees. And the other siblings are still there. There is no that love that was there. Everybody is on his own. So those emotions are traumatizing to us.
If I pick you correctly, the emotions that comes out is frustration from you not getting money, from you not getting enough food, from you not having your father available at this moment. Is that what you said?
Yes, that's what I said.
Could you please, I would love to know more why you feel that there is no love. What are some of the things that shows you that there is no love in your family?
One of the instances is that because when there was no separation, when they were my parents were together, the school fees was paid, there was food, the family had a good bonding, but now everybody is on his own.
I understand you. That can be very frustrating. Is there anything else that you would like us to explore with regards to the separation of your parents?
the separation, do we say that if after the separation, the love of the family could come back, and also the loneliness between the siblings could be taken away, it could be of great help.
Thank you so much for sharing this with me. Have you ever tried to talk to someone like your mom or your sibling about how you feel, how you miss the happy times together? Have you ever tried that?
Yes, there is a time I tried to talk to my mom, and she said the separation is between her and my father, and the rest, it's not concerning us. But I asked her, it is also affecting us. And now, because I was not able to get direct to my father, everything came to a halt.
I understand how you're feeling. It is true, sometimes our parents can tell us like that, and they may fail to understand that when something affects them, it affects us too. But there are ways we can try not to allow what is going on in our families to affect us as individuals. Because in this instance, I see that it's through the separation that you feel hopeless. It is through the separation that you're now not performing well. So what I would encourage you is not to allow the situations that you're going through to bring you down. For example, I can see that you are a very good top performer student, so you should not allow such things to bring you down. And you being here and trying to understand the whole situation is a very good thing, because I have seen that in your goals, one of the things is to perform better, which I believe after this session you're going to perform. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about your hopelessness?
Also, to get back to my school fees being paid, our parents coming back together, the family coming back together. And I think that will be the main issue that will bring everything back to normal.
Is it okay if after the session, I call your parents, I call your mom and your siblings so that we can book a session together, so we can get to talk about the whole situation together, so that they can get to understand your point of you not being loved and the point of family coming back together?
Yes, I could appreciate so much, because me, I tried and mine did not bear any fruits. If yours can be of help to me, I say thanks so much to you.
So I see time is running out, and I believe that we have so much to continue talking about. But first thing first, we are going to conquer one mountain after the other. The first thing we are going to do, me and you together with your family, is talk about the issue that is affecting you, so that we can continue with other issues like self-esteem and other issues, because I feel like the main issue here is you not the unison in the family. Are you okay with that?
Yes, I'm okay.
So what do you feel like, because I say a problem half solved, a problem shared is a problem half solved. Do you feel like in this session we have solved some of the issues that you came up with?
Yes, I can see you have tried your best. As long as you have promised me, you will call my mom and the other siblings, if you may make them to understand what I'm going through, and so that they can see the necessity of a family being together and solving all the pending issues. I see at least you can organize a good meeting with them, and you are doing good help to me. It's not the way I came to this session. I've got somebody now who can understand me. Now you are good, you are caring, you are listening to me, you are understanding my issues, and thank you so much.
In a scale of 1 to 10, How do you feel now that you know that you are now in a scale of 1 to 10? How do you feel now?
I can say the way I came, I was at 0. Now I've come out with around 3. Hoping the next session I go upgrading and becoming more strong. At least now I see hope, and even the suicidal things I was thinking about, I have terminated them because I've seen there is somebody whom I can share my problems with.
Thank you so much, John, for your honesty. And I beg that we may end our sessions there and we can start from there in the next session. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay. Hopefully I'll be looking forward for the next session. I'll be missing it because I am feeling better now.
Thank you so much. Our session has ended. Say hi to your siblings and mom and see you soon.
Thank you very much. Looking forward for another session. Thank you.
That's wow. That's good. You have done it. Thank you for asking the question because you have done it very well. I don't know what the others can say 1 minute, but I find, Marianne, you have followed the procedure. I could pick the theories. In fact, it was a real counseling session. You even tried to use the TED. Tell, explain, and describe. You remember what we said about communication, the 4 things? Please, that one, we shall go back to it tomorrow. That thing is too powerful. The third thing. There was the third, but there were others. I can mention before maybe another group comes. There is, what had I said? It was on effective questioning in counseling, open-ended, cross-ended, clarifying questions. You really did well there. Panel questions start from broad to narrow and third. Thank you. I think in our counseling, let us try to use the effective counseling questioning. When you use the 5, you are on the safe side. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you. What are the others saying? How was the session without taking much time? How was the session? The other counselor to prepare and the client? Let us tell Marianne something. Surely. Comment?
Thank you, Miriam and John Sege. That was very powerful. Very well done. And I think now that we are graduating every day. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I can see that. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimaru. I also appreciate. Any other comment? In fact, she did it well. I can't complain. And also the contracting was well done. Only the goals I could hear. Only that maybe at some point would have mentioned the assessment tools. And you also did psychoeducation somewhere. And also there is this one of maybe a referral. You initiated a referral. Can I talk to your parent? That is initiated. You know, you can have a plan, and you did plan initiated referral. Even a planned initiated referral can be done. Thank you. Let's have another counselor and a client. That was a good session. My good people, now we should be prepared. Tukija ni kuenda direct. Time is running short. In fact, we are 9:19. We need 2 more, at least 2 more. Na ujue ukiachwa bila kufanya, you are the one to lose. You are the utanitafuta, utanipata. The earlier you do it, the better.
I'll be the counselor.
Thank you, Millicent Jospat. Thank you.
Let me be
Grant, Who
I'll
will
be
be the one?
I'll be the client.
Irene.
Irene.
Thank you. Thank you, Irene. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for accepting to be a client. Thank you. Thank you. Let's start. Millicent, start off.
So I'll not be able to put a video because my phone is misbehaving. Irene, we start. Irene.
Yes, we can start. We can start, Millicent.
So maybe you can do a knock and then you come in so that we can begin.
I've knocked.
Come in, come in. Good evening.
Good evening to you too, madam. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you today?
I'm managing, hanging in there.
Come in, you can you can choose a seat of your choice from the ones that we have here.
This looks comfortable.
Whichever you're comfortable.
Let me sit in the middle one. It looks more comfortable. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So I see you filled the consent form, and I've seen you.
Even at the reception when I was waiting to get in.
Yeah, and you've done it so well. So let me introduce myself. My name is Wangeshi. I'm a counselor, and I'm very glad that you've come in today. Thank you for trusting us today. Whatever we discuss here today is confidential, but in case there will be any issue that will come up that would need us to break the confidentiality, I'll take you through to inform you, to take you through the steps and why we are doing it. Is that okay with you?
That's okay. Thank you.
Okay. Tell me more about yourself and why you're in today and what you hope to achieve today.
All right. So my name is Irene, and I'm a student at the University of Nairobi. I'm 20 years old. I'm in my first year. Basically, I'm a brilliant student, but I noticed I am not doing so well, and it bothered me. That's why I thought I needed to come and just speak to someone else other than the school administration and my family and friends, just to hear if someone else can help me unpack what is happening to me.
I see. Thank you for sharing that with me. I would want us to start off. When did you notice the change in your academics? Like you said that you're brilliant in school and you noticed you've been changing. Would you remember when that started?
At the beginning of this semester, which is like 3 months ago or so, I didn't have the psych to come back to school. And then now when I came back, even we did some cuts and I noticed I'm not doing well. And it bothered my lecturers. One of them called me, and when the second one called me, that's when it now became alarming to me. And that's why I thought maybe I need to just talk to someone to help me understand what could be going on leading to my poor performance.
If I get you correctly, you said that when the term was beginning, you didn't have the psych to go back to school.
Yeah.
Is there anything that has changed from your normal, regular routines, your friends, family, the things that you would do normally? Have you noticed anything that has changed of late?
I think the key issue here is my parents. It's been a bit rocky, but at least they were all still living within the same house. But now, just within that 3-month period, actually, when I remember well, yeah, within that 3-month period, they separated. My dad left home. And I think it just took a toll on me because I'm a firstborn. My other siblings are looking to me, asking me where daddy is. I can't tell them where he is. And yeah, it's becoming a bit weighty on me because now I also need to be strong for my siblings. And it's getting me to worry about even school fees and what life has to offer for us now that he's aware and he's been our sole provider.
I hear you. That must be very devastating for you, having to think how you'll explain to your younger siblings where your dad is and why you're having the changes. So how has that made you feel as a person without thinking about your siblings or your parents, you as a person, how has it made you feel emotionally?
It actually made me question, am I the reason why they separated? Because now I am their first child. Am I why they've decided to, maybe I'm the one who brought them together and I'm the one who's making them again separate. And also now it's making me feel like I miss my dad because he's no longer there and he was my good friend. And yeah, it's just a lot of mixed feelings. I feel sorry for my mom, but I don't know if I can help her. I feel like I should be able to take up some of these bills to ease the burden, but I also need to be in school. So there's just too much happening that there is, I lack peace. I'm feeling like I'm losing hope in everything now.
You've mentioned that you're the one who brought them together and maybe you're still the same person who is causing them to separate. Would you kindly clarify that for me? Is it something that you got from them?
It's just a thinking that one of my friends was telling me, like even how she gets to feel that way when the parents are having issues, like she is the firstborn, maybe she's the reason those guys got together, they never wanted to get married. So now that they are married, it's because of her. So like she feels like she's the reason for them having all these issues. If she was never born, they'll never have those issues.
I see. Kindly, how was it? Tell me more. How was it when before your parents had the issues at home? How was it? How was the life then compared to now?
Okay, life was good. As I said, I'm my dad's friend. Like, I can say daddy's girl. I used to feel the love, so it felt like secure. And they seemed happy, and that's why for me it has taken a bit of a toll on me because they seemed happy. This is the least I expected to happen. So just understanding why it had to happen is what is really hard for me at this moment. So it was a happy home. Everything was going well. Yeah.
I hear you. Let us digress a little bit from the family, the issue with your mom and dad, and we come back to you and about the school.
Yeah.
How, when you take your time to study, how does it feel now and like before? Is there anything that you can do differently that that you used to do then, considering what you're going through right now, like maybe looking for someone else to study with you?
Now, those are the suggestions I would like you to help me find a way of coping with it. So previously I used to read with my roommate, but I feel a bit withdrawn. I don't want to spend time with her. And when I sit alone to read, my mind gets digressed and is distracted from study. So I would really want to perform well in school because I am a student, but now getting back to it is what I'm not sure how to do it.
Kindly give me more ideas on how you used to study. Can we explore that? How you used to study, to do your studies before?
Okay. The course I'm taking is technical. So I used to really have a lot of one-on-one with my lecturers. And also like with my roommate, Jane, we would take time and study together with areas that we are strong in. We support each other in doing that. But I feel I'm getting more withdrawn. I don't want to spend time with people. And when I'm trying to do it alone, I think the outcome is this poor grades. So somehow I feel I need to have support either from the lecturers or my classmates, but at the same time, I don't feel like spending time with them. So I don't know how I'll handle that.
I hear you. I hear you. That must be very troubling for you, knowing that you've been such a good student all along. But I would want you to help me understand you better by, if you'd be willing, would you be willing to maybe give a chance to one of your friends that you can do studies with? Would you be willing to go that route, even though it's for an hour?
You think that will help me?
I want you to help me understand if it would help you.
Okay, I can give it a try. I can give it a try because I want to improve on my grades. So I can give it a try.
There's something we call journaling. And it can come in different forms. You can do a personal journal for your personal life, like your hobbies, the activities that you do. But you can also do an academic journal that it will help you understand from where you started noticing the change. We begin from there. We start a journal. We do a journal of your thoughts, you capturing your thoughts of you. The only thing I want you to capture is about school only. You capture your thoughts about your studies, how you've been, the way you've told me you used to do very well before you started having issues. So you capture from there. You capture your thoughts, how you used to do in school, how you're doing currently. And then maybe from there, we can now explore and see your thoughts when you write them down. Is that okay with you? Would you be willing to try that?
I will give it a try
Mm-hmm.
because I really want to improve on my grades because I know I have the potential. So I'll give that a try.
Thank you for that. Also, I would want to ask you, initially, what used to drive you to go to school? What used to motivate you to want to go to school?
To make my daddy proud.
I see, I see. How does now that make you feel right now, considering what you're going through?
It's a mixed feeling because I feel like he did not prioritize me and my siblings, and that's why he's left. So maybe I have not even been making him proud after all. So even this motivation to continue with the studies it's deteriorating.
I hear you. That must be very difficult for you. But we are going to try and do the journaling because the journaling will help us capture all those thoughts together. And then we are going to explore your thoughts. And then after we are able to explore your thoughts, we'll be able now to to check the other part about your siblings and about your mom and dad. Is that okay with you?
That's okay because I'll be happy if you could even talk to my dad or even my mom to see if they can get back together.
Okay, that one we can do on a later date, on a later session when on the one of the sessions that we'll be doing in coming weeks. But for now, I would want us to maybe check with me not imposing on you about the journaling. Do you feel as today we are capturing what was very urgent to you, or we have moved out of the what was urgent to you for today?
My school performance was the key thing, and I'm happy you've given me a suggestion on how to go about it. I will try it, and then maybe we can check out in our next session and see how it has been.
Okay, okay.
I hope I hold up to it. Am I able to call you in case I'm having any challenge?
Oh, you can let me know through the office.
Okay.
But it has to be within the limit of working hours.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The other thing I would want to ask you for today is that before we talk to your parents, before we talk to your siblings, you can first of all keep it to yourself. Is that okay with you? So that you're able to go step by step.
I keep what to myself?
Whatever we've discussed today, I know you have the desire to have your dad on board and your mom. But can we keep it for now at you, and then maybe we can explore you about your parents on the next coming sessions?
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
I will try, but I was getting excited to tell them someone is willing to help us, but it's okay. I will try keep quiet.
Thank you so much. So what would be your takeaway for today? Or what we've discussed today, what would be your takeaway today?
There are two key things. I try find my schoolmate that I can study with to improve on my performance. And then I also start journaling about my feelings and about my schoolwork.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for trusting us today. I know we've not covered much as you'd have wanted for the first day, but we are going to go step by step, and I'm sure we'll be able to cover everything that you have desired for us to cover, all your goals. Is that okay with you?
That's okay. Today was helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in today, Irene. I look forward to seeing you next week. Will be the same time okay with you for this on the same day?
Yes, that will be fine. But in case something happens, I will inform the office. Maybe we can, I'll let you know, maybe we can do the virtual one next time in case I have class running late.
That will be okay. That will be okay also.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Irene.
Thank you too.
Mwalimu, over to you.
Mwalimu, we are through.
That was powerful. As we wait for our teacher to board, that was very powerful. Kuna mtu akona.
I agree with you, Timo. Excellent. It's only that my internet get lost. Thank you. So you also felt so.
Yeah,
Anybody
it
else?
was very strong.
I liked the way she taken the was very cooperative. That was good. Let's the next was good. We are really improving.
Next. My colleagues, you know this is part of the exam. My colleagues, where are you?
Yes, I can hear David saying that the active listening was on. That's good. Let's have another one person only now, please. Let's sacrifice for one only.
Let me be the counselor.
Thank you, Mary Gure. Powerful, that's excellent. Grant, I take over very fast.
Okay, I'll take over.
The Catherine, thank you, Kate.
Thank you. Maybe you can start. Maybe you can knock the door so that you can enter.
Can I come in?
Hello, Catherine.
Hello, how
How
are
are
you?
you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Welcome to this session.
Thank you.
It's good at least you've decided to come and see us today. We are glad you're here. My name is Mary.
Okay, Mary.
And I'm a counselor.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can look for a comfortable seat where you can sit so that you can proceed.
Yes, I think I'll use this one that looks like yours. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. I'm glad that you've sat just next to me.
Can you, is it possible to see you people? Let us also see you. People are not hiding.
My phone has
Let's
an
see.
issue.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe we cannot
It's
project
okay.
at the moment. Yeah. So, thank you, Catherine, for coming for the session today. And I'm happy to see you. I can see you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
And I believe since you've come to see us today, when somebody comes for counseling, you must be having expectations, and I know you know that we are supposed whatever we're going to discuss here is confidential, and it's about you explaining what has been happening to you, whatever has been causing maybe distress in your life, and then we'll get to look for a way to get to resolve your issues. And before we proceed, we have a consent form that you need to fill so that you can be in agreement that you are ready for the session and you are in agreeable in whatever needs to be done in this session. So just fill the consent form and then we can proceed.
Okay, I have signed the form. Am I supposed to sign on all pages?
Yeah, you're supposed to fill all the details as much as you can remember. Maybe the rest, whatever you're not in a position to fill, I can assist you to fill.
Okay, here you go.
Okay, thank you so much for filling the form. Now we can proceed. Maybe you can tell me more about why you're here.
My name is Catherine. I am 25 years old. I'm in my 4th year at the university. I was hoping that I will graduate. I'm in my last semester. But it looks like this dream of mine of graduating not happen.
Okay, go on.
6 months ago, my parents separated, and I don't know what happened. Now I went and I was told that my school fees for this term has not been paid. I have tried to talk to them to understand what could be the issue, but so far I've not gotten a positive response. Neither has my fees been paid, and we were supposed to pick our exam cards. Now I don't even know.
I understand how you're feeling. It must be devastating, considering that you were expecting to graduate and now you will not. But all is not lost. There's still hope. Yeah, since now you've come to a counseling session, I believe we are going to talk and share. And by the time you believe in the session, I know you'll have you'll find a way out. Maybe I've heard you talk about your parents separated, and it's really causing a lot of pain and distress in your mind. Maybe you can tell me more about what happened. and how you felt about it?
You know, these issues of, I don't even know where to start. They've been on and off arguing, and my dad is very violent. Now it reached a point my mom decided to pack and go. So now I decided to go with my mother. I don't know if that is what has made my father not to pay school fees for me.
Okay. I get you. I get you. It must be very painful. That must be very painful and very disturbing, considering that. Are you the firstborn or could?
I am the last born in the
You're
home.
the last born. The daddy's girl.
Yes, I'm daddy's girl.
Oh my, that must be very devastating. But still, one thing I know and I believe is that you need to have a positive mind about everything. Whatever has happened, it has happened, and now you need to focus on what to do about your future. So you need to be positive about everything, about your studies, about your graduation, because at one point you'll have to graduate, and now we need to look for a way and a solution of how you're going to proceed with your studies. And by the way, do you know anybody, maybe somebody in your family whom you can discuss with that issue, or how have you gone about it so far?
You know, because of the situation that I mentioned, my siblings are everyone left home, so I am the only one who was left, or the rest have already moved out of home. And now, because my mother has also left, no one is willing to come and get involved in what has happened.
Go on.
I have asked them to try and at least talk to my dad so that he can help in paying my fees so that I'm able to do the exams. I don't know if he will even listen.
Okay. And do you know of a friend maybe whom you can talk to, who can talk to your dad so that he can approach him and settle the bills?
You mean my dad's friends? Wait. I don't think anyone can even approach him. He's tough.
Okay. This experience must have caused you a lot of pain. I can see that.
Yes, it has.
And I know
self-sponsored student. Yes. So it is my parent or my dad who has been paying for the fees up to now.
So if I may ask, how has the issue of payment, the issue of now the fact that your parents have separated and there's no one to pay the school fees, how has it affected your studies?
I was going to graduate, but because I'm seeing it's taking, my dad is not changing. He will pay today. He doesn't pay card. I've decided just to be staying in my room. I don't know what to do, you know. I'm just
Yeah,
feeling
that must be very sad.